Hello, viewers. It is 5th April 2022. This is Zia Hasan from Edmonton, Alberta. It's my great pleasure and honor today to have a Canadian Parliament member on our channel today. So, Mr. Brad Redekopp, a member of the Parliament for Saskatoon West, is with us today, and we are going to discuss mainly about the facilities and the opportunities in settling in Saskatchewan, simultaneously his city, Saskatoon, as an immigrant. And we will have a talk about the SDS program for Bangladeshi international students. Sir, thank you so very much for your time and accepting my invitation.
Oh, it's my pleasure to be here, Zia.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Redekopp, I will mainly discuss two issues, as I have just said. Let's start with Saskatchewan, your province. And Saskatoon is your city, your constituency. As we know, sir, Canada happens to be the lone country in the entire world right now, accepting more than 400,000 immigrants every year from the rest of the world. And there lies the opportunity for Bangladeshis to come and settle here. And simultaneously, we know this as well, that Saskatchewan is one of the best places to live in, to settle in all respect, the life cost, the opportunities, the home rents, and everything. Sir, I would like to know what exactly Saskatchewan government is offering for the new immigrants as well as for the would-be immigrants.
Well, it's a great question. And, first of all, your point about how many immigrants Canada in general is bringing in, it's really important. I always joke with people that those of us who've been in Canada a long time, we're not having enough babies. And so the country isn't growing the way it needs to be.
Sure.
And for all the growth that's happening and all the jobs that we need as people retire, we need more and more people. And where do they come from? They come from other countries. And so it's been a lot of fun for me in my riding in Saskatoon as I've gotten to know the newcomer community better. Really enjoy being with them and enjoy the values, because I believe we share a lot of the same values. So that's always has been a lot of fun for me. And that's part of, I think, what is great about having immigrants and newcomers come to our province and our city is the color and the different things that are brought. For example, food. There's lots of new food options that have come out. But to your question about what we have to offer in Saskatchewan, well, first of all, there's hardly anybody here. So when you look around, I know in Bangladesh, the number of people per square kilometer is very, very high. In Saskatchewan, it's almost, I think it's two people per square kilometer. So it's a very low number. We have a strong and growing economy here. There's a lot of resource-based jobs. We do a lot of mining. We produce a large amount. I think about a third of the world's potash comes from Saskatchewan. A lot of uranium. We have huge uranium stockpiles, and of course, we produce a lot of oil and natural gas. And so those are some of the mining and resource products that we produce. And of course, agriculture is a huge employer in the province too. We produce a huge amount of wheat, and a lot of the lentils and peas that actually go to Bangladesh come from Saskatchewan. It's one of our biggest trading arrangements that we have. So this is very important, and we're growing, and we're trying to build more and more of a manufacturing and processing industries here in Saskatchewan. And I hear this all the time, particularly from people from other countries who have experienced, have seen the jobs and the economic activities that come from manufacturing and from processing, which we do in Saskatchewan, but it's still very much growing, and we have a lot more to do. And that's an area that I've been working on, and I know the province is working on trying to get more and more primary production, not just primary production, but actually the secondary processing and the manufacturing jobs that come with that. So those are some good things. The other thing that I believe Saskatchewan has to offer is education. We have a very strong university in Saskatoon, University of Saskatchewan. It's a very powerful research school. I know many of the people that work there. A good friend of mine, Hasan, is from Bangladesh, and he's been involved in the university for a number of years, and that also gets us to some of the related organizations there, like the Global Institute for Food Security, which Hasan is a part of, which I know works with Bangladesh, and that they do important research all around the world, helping other countries achieve higher rates of production of food. And we also have the Global Institute for Water Security, which is another important thing. And we have the light source, the synchrotron, which is a huge research facility in Saskatoon. So there's all kinds of education opportunities, particularly at the research level in Saskatchewan, that are very make a lot of sense for newcomers. And the other thing I just want to mention is the government in Saskatchewan, the provincial government, is a very pro-business government. And so a lot of the newcomers that I speak to, they like to start businesses. They're entrepreneurial. They have a real desire to not only they want to make the community a better place, as well as employ their own families and make a few dollars along the way. So Saskatchewan has a very strong environment for that. And you mentioned, the last thing I'll say, you mentioned it already, the cost of housing is very low, relatively speaking, in Saskatchewan and in Saskatoon. And so when you earn $1 in Saskatoon, you don't have to spend so much of it on housing, and that's a huge advantage. So those are some of the things that I see.
Thank you so much, sir. There is another thing, sir, kind of related to it. Considering all these aspects, lots of immigrants from around the world, they come to Saskatchewan province through PNP program. But unfortunately, some of them leave Saskatchewan a couple of months later to the other provinces. My question is, sir, why is so, and what is your thoughts about it?
Yeah, that's a good question, and I talk to a lot of folks who either are about to leave or they're sad that their friends or family have left, and it's a tricky one because the reality is there are very large communities of newcomers in a place like Vancouver or Toronto area. So these areas tend to get the largest amount of newcomers, and so there's a very large community there that sometimes attracts people. But we have to remember that we're a smaller place, so we're not going to have quite the level of supports and communities that others. But you look at Saskatoon, in my riding alone, there's 3 mosques, and if you go back 10 years, there were no mosques at all. So these things are changing. The not just for the Bangladeshi community, but for all of the newcomer communities are growing. All the different faiths are growing. Like I mentioned, the Muslim faith has grown significantly in Saskatoon, and there's a large and growing community of Muslims in the city. And you see the same with the Sikh people from Punjab and others. They're really growing that way. So part of it is we need more people to stay to grow that community, and if everybody leaves, the community disappears. So I've been encouraging people to stay. Part of it too is opportunity, because we are a smaller province, there aren't as many jobs and opportunities. So if you're in that, I mentioned the research and some of those things happening at the U of S, Saskatoon is the place to be. If you're not in that industry, then it's maybe, the industry that you're interested in may only exist in Alberta or in Ontario or British Columbia. So those are sometimes the reasons. But for the most part, I see a lot of family ties, when you go where your family is. And so I've been working with people. We're doing the best we can to make Saskatoon and Saskatchewan a better place to be. We want it to be more attractive to newcomers. I always thought, my first thought was always, well, it's too cold and people get scared because of the cold. But the reality is it's cold pretty much everywhere in Canada, so it doesn't matter where you go.
Yeah, true. Thank you, sir. Today's last topic, SDS, sir. As you know, it is a faster process for the international students, and a number of Asian countries enjoying it. Pakistan has got this facility, India has got this, Philippines has got this, Vietnam is enjoying this facility. Bangladesh has not yet been listed in this list, sir. So on behalf of thousands of Bangladeshi students who really want to come to Canada, accomplish their degree here. So, sir, if you kindly help Bangladesh to be on board on this list, that would be a great thing for us.
Absolutely. I've developed a good relationship with your High Commissioner in Ottawa here. And one of the very first things that he suggested to me was that I help with this process. And so I'm more than happy to help because I fully understand the benefits both ways. And you mentioned that. It's good, obviously it's good for Bangladeshis to come and study here at our universities and institutions, but we benefit in Canada in very significantly. Many of those students actually stay or add and contribute significantly to the Canadian economy and to our knowledge base. So that is undisputed.
Totally a win-win, sir.
Absolutely. So, I'm doing what I can. I sit on the immigration committee. I'm the deputy shadow minister for immigration. And so I've raised it over and over again. I've asked the minister, our minister, Sean Fraser, directly about this. He told me that, certainly that was being looked at. When I dig a little deeper, I find they're not really looking into too much. And so I'm continuing to press. I will continue to press for SDS because it's very important for Bangladesh. And I'll keep fighting for that for you guys.
Thank you so very much on behalf of Bangladeshi would-be international students to Canada, sir.
Yes,
I really appreciate it. And with this note, we are wrapping up today, sir. Once again, thank you so much for your time and kindly accepting our invitation.
Great to talk to you here. Great.
Dear viewers, Mr. Brad Redekopp has got a YouTube channel with the same name. So I would like to invite you to subscribe to his channel. You'll have the contemporary issues discussion on politics, on different social issues, countries issues. A lot of you who are interested in coming to Canada, undoubtedly those discussions will help you. And simultaneously, you can follow his Facebook, Instagram. Once again, thank you, Mr. Redekopp, and thank you so much, viewers, to be staying with us. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you, Zia.
Thank you, sir.